Live on the channel here from the trading desk. My name is Rob Helmick. I trade with my wife every single day, and we're going to have some fun today. We're going to do some live trading. We're going to take a look at how we're doing with 0DTEs. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rob Helmick. I'm a former attorney and founder of ecollege.com, an early internet education company. We took that this is live TV. We took that company public in the NASDAQ under ticker ECLG, which was later acquired by Pearson for, what was it, $477 million. Since then, my wife and Maria and I have traded over 2,100 consecutive days together. She's a former banker who also ran a large home construction business. And today we apply that same data-driven risk versus reward mindset that we had when we were in business to our systematic short-dated index strategies focused on consistent income trading in both stocks and in options, primarily 0DTEs and SPX. We do a lot of naked puts in the NQ called the Crazy Ivans, and we'll go into that in just a few minutes. Today, we do a lot of earnings trades, a lot of other things. We did a lot of scalping today in the Qs, and Maria actually made a lot of money. I think I lost about 30 bucks and said, to heck with it. So, all right, let's take a quick look at where we are. Everybody likes to see where we are. This is the chart for, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this off so that I can see a lot better. This is where we are as far as the live trading is in our large account. For those of you that are new to the channel, we do two accounts here, and we do a $30,000 account and a $1 million account. This is the $1 million. Let's see here. So I get over here. So hopefully you can see my thing. So this is the $1 million account. We're up 25. You had the two greens together because I closed some early today, much to Maria's pure happiness that I did that. And you know what? I'm going to get this cleaned up because this is not right. This is not supposed to be seeing our little, you like our we got a new studio here, which requires a little bit of handiwork on my part. Boop, there it is. Okay. So anyway, I closed a few early today, and you're going to see that here. That's what these reflect. But we're doing pretty good. We're up about $34,000. And she wants me to do a quick test to see in real life whether we do better if we close early or not. I think we would have made another extra 12 or 14 grand if we would have kept those open, but it is what it is. And there comes some trades coming on. We are putting on some extra trades. Let's go over to the Tasty Trade and see what's going on over there. Great. Here we are with the Tasty Trade, and you can see that we have a bunch of puts and calls on here. And these are the ones that just came on. We just had some come on at on the call side at 68.55. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. We're going to get this over here. Perfect. All right. Super. So you can see the ones that we've got on. Let's clean this up a little bit, and you'll be able to see that's the put side. And here's what the calls are that we have left. We still got a bunch of them. What, 9, 4, 23, 12, 9. So that's I don't know, 50 or 100 or so left. And we've got 6, 9, 12, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5 left on the put side, but those are all down to zero. We always want to get these bad boys down to zero, and that's where we win. Let's take a look at the chart here. These are all the lines from yesterday, which we got punched out. What happened yesterday? Whoa, there's a bunch more. I love it when they come on like that. Look at, you'd think that I would do a little preparation and have this prepared like this so you can't see all the dirty little business that we got there, but you'd be mistaken. All right, so let's go back over here. We'll take a look at what's coming on to the particular trades. Let's see. We got some new people in the chat room. Wanderlana, Eric, Louis. Today was so flat. Perfect condors and spreads. Yeah, it's interesting. That is interesting. Do I really want to remove this? Yes. Here's what I thought. It was kind of bumpy. But yeah, it was really flat once we got going. Here's where you can take a look and see. That's kind of an M&M. I mean, there's some M&M in here, right? But the good news is we got out. We're going to make hopefully somewhere in the 30s, which is great. And we would have made somewhere in the 40s, which would have been even better. But you know what it is. It comes and goes. You can't get shook up about it. One of the things I'm fond of saying here, and those longtime listeners know that I'm fond of saying, look at the scoreboard, right? And you want to look at the long-term scoreboard. And we say, here's our $1 million account. We're up $345,000 since last October 1st. We've made 13,000 trades. You can see it's been steady up. Yes, people panic because we're down to, $60,000, $80,000 in 2 days. We're down 60, what we were down, 24 and 20, so like 45,000 in 2 days. But, if I was to tell you on October 1st, well, if you put in $1 million, you'll have $1.3 million in 4 months, you'd say, yeah, where do I sign up? I absolutely want to do that. And if I didn't tell you the ups and downs and I just said, you said, well, tell me on February 19th how we did. I said, well, you're up 345. You wouldn't care that yesterday, or 2 days ago, you were up 395, whatever. It comes and it goes. And today we're going to, it's going to turn around, boop right back up. So that's, that happens. And let's take a look at this small, I say small. And by the way, these are buying power, not the amounts that you're trading. This is buying power. And so you can see that here we've made, $10,000, so 33% since October 1st. Even that smaller account, we've done almost 2,449 trades, and we sold $224,000 worth of premium. So let's take a look-see at our chat room. Hello, everyone. Maria is in the chat. If you see Rob and Maria is in the chat. If you have questions about her, the number one question that Maria gets is he telling the truth? And the question is always mostly yes. I'm saying 100% yes, but she says partially yes. So yeah, she did great scalping today. And I don't know exactly what else. Maria, what else, if you got time to put in the chat, what else have you done? Let's take a look, see any other questions. Can a trade bust happen? Do you worry about this? No, Lou, I don't worry about that. We've traded over 13,000 trades since, I'm going to get this onto the Tasty platform here. We've traded over 13,000 trades since October 1st, and we've only had 3 of them get busted out. And on those 3, the stop loss was 225%. I think we got stopped at 600, 800, maybe 1,000%, which I didn't even notice. I had not looked over those trades. And a couple days later, Tasty called us and said that the CBOE was reversing all those. I said, great. And I expected them to put them on as a loss, what our stop loss was. But what they did is they just reversed the trade out completely. And so instead of, let's say we'd ask for $2 in premium and it was a 200% stop loss, instead of losing $400, we won $200. It was great. So on October 14th, which is probably the day you're talking about, and the trade bust happened, I know that on the Discords and out in the cyberspace, there are a lot of stories about people that lost $1 million on a $200 trade. I get that. Let me tell you what I know. What I know is I have never spoken to someone that happened to, nor have I known someone that happened to. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I don't know everybody. I don't even know a lot of people. But it was not my experience. My experience was completely different, and we do a lot of trades. We did about 175, maybe 200 trades that day. So I am not believing that is something that keeps me up at night. When you cross the street, especially in New York City, there's a chance you can get hit by a taxi cab, but that doesn't mean you don't cross the street. Oh, no, what's going on here? What do we got happening here? Oh, we got more trades coming on. I didn't realize we have some trades coming on at 1331, and so here's these trades coming on, and where are they? These are multiple entry iron Condors, so we're getting some nice fills, and I see Tyler is trading as well. So we're the other thing is we're down 150 points, not really enough for me to put on Iron Condor. For those of you who watched yesterday, you know that this trade was up 42%. I closed out a bunch of these crazy Ivans yesterday, and Mr. Woulda, Coulda, and Shoulda came to visit me today and said, why the heck didn't you do? Here's all these scalps that I was doing. But when you get down into the real trades, I'll go to yesterday, and you're going to see that I closed out a bunch of these yesterday. We'll go for the whole week, and you can see the ones last 14 days. So last 14 days, I've been selling these to open, then I've been buying them back to close and selling them to open, then buying them back to close and selling them to open. And what I do on these is I'm going to open these at 45 to 60 days to expiration. I'm going to put them on at 12 delta. I'm going to take them off at 25% profit, which normally takes about 14 days. And if it is the case that the market gets within 250 points of my strike price, then I'm going to roll it down and out, or I'm going to buy a long put. Now there, I said a lot of stuff, but that's the strategy. And you've got it on YouTube, so you can back it up. When this is over, you can listen to it. You can take some screenshots and see how I'm actually doing that. Typically, if I was going to put one on today, I would go out 45 days, let's call it 50 days. I would just go down to 12 Delta. I would go here, and they're going to be offering me, let's screen this up so that you can see. They're going to offer me $199 or $200. And Maria always says, no, don't take that. Go at least one or two more. So probably she would tell me to go for like 210 or 215. And we'd put that in for 210 or 215. You know what? There we go. So that would be, let's just call it 215. And I would go for just a little bit more. And so then this is where I would go and I put this in. And because I'd say, well, if you're crazy enough, you know, you want to pay me 182, but if you're crazy enough to pay me 215, I'll take it. And then I would probably, if we're down 300 points that day, then I'll probably also put in a 225, right? And I say, well, if you're crazy to take 215, take 225. And then maybe, you know, I'll put in a 250, right? And I'll say, I'll put in another one and say 250. You're crazy to give me 215 and 225. How about 250? And you just keep putting them up there until they stop taking them, right? That's kind of the game plan. And that way you're on a, if you have a huge market downtrend, you're going to be in pretty good shape and you're going to get some fills. And that's kind of what's happened over here where you see, I put these on, I can tell you the days. So even though we're down $4,200, and again, another thing Maria talks about is when you're doing naked puts, not 0DTEs, but when you're doing something that has an extended period of time, when you're on a down day, you haven't lost anything. Okay. This money has just gone from your P&L over to your extrinsic. And extrinsic says, if that you stay out of the money, if you stay out of the money and it expires, you expire out of the money, all that extrinsic will go over into your P&L. So she calls the extrinsic the savings account, and rightfully so, because that's where your savings are. All that money's coming to you as long as you're staying out of the money. And we know if we get in the money, before we get in the money, we're just going to roll it down and out. So we're always going to keep it out of the money. So what's going to happen is over time, all that extrinsic comes over to your P&L. People say, well, what's your capture rate on the crazy average? It's always 25% or more because I won't close it unless it's 25%. I'll just keep rolling it down and out. That's what I'll do. I'm not going to sell for anything less. So that's the game plan on those. All right. So let's go back. Let's take a look at our good friend SPX because that's what we're here for. I love the SPX. Let's see here what we're doing. Let's take this out and get the whole thing, the whole shebang. And so we want this to stay, this is a put side. So we want to stay above 68.35. Let's put that on our chart. 68, where is 68.35? Let's make this bigger. Let's bring this up. Let's go here. 68.35 is going to be right in this neck of the woods. Boom. So that's pretty sweet. 68.35. Are you sure that's right, Rob? It's never that easy. 68.35. Oh, here we go. We want to stay under 68.55. Okay, that's a little tricky. That's a little tricky. So under 68.50. What did we say? 68.55. Let's double check it. Don't want to put on wrong. 68.55. Okay, so that's where we want to be, underneath 68.55. And I'll bet you that's going to be a little tricky. 68.85, 68.55. Boom, right there. All right, we want to finish between those lines. That's the game today. That's the game. And if we do, right now we are, how much are we up? Somebody do the math there. 34.7, something like that. 30. Whoa, son of a gun. Oh, I put some on. I was closing some early. I forgot. That just cost me $500 because I closed it early, and that one probably would have made it. All right. You know what? This is what happens when you put on a lot of trades and you get out of your comfort zone. My comfort zone is to put them on and go surfing or go swimming. However, you know, I understand there's a psychological component to it. There's a family component to it. Everyone's risk tolerance is different. My risk tolerance is much greater than Maria's. Maria's much more conservative than I am. She's a much better trader, and she makes a lot more money as a result. So let me say that again because she's in the chat room. Maria is a much better trader, okay? And she has much better results than I do. Why is this not looking pretty? Let's make this look pretty. How about that? So, now what? Now what's going on over here? Somebody's doing something. All right, just getting some fault. Let's take a look at the chat room here. I think closing trades early can skew things long term, but good to forward test and see. Yeah, we did back test 95%, and it proved out to be worse the entire time. That is a profit target of 95%. Our CPA and our programmers got together and they said, Rob, we ought to close early. I said, okay, show me the back test. They came kind of with their tail between the legs and said, no, in fact, you are better off to ride it all the way out. I only use a third of our account for buying power. Is that the same for the small $30,000 account? No. The way I do it is that I take my account size, I hold back 5% as just safety. Then I put on 30% for the Crazy Ivans, and then I put the balance on for SPX, okay? Now, that's going to vary over time, right, as your account back flows. I reload every week. Every week, if you're new to the channel, every week what I do is I back test millions, and I mean millions, around 7 million is the average week. It used to take me 22 hours. Now it takes 14 hours. So I back test around 7 million transactions. And then what I do is I look for the top two. I run it through AI, through Vera, which is our AI personal assistant that Maria built. Took her about a year to build it. And I'll run it through that and ask for the 200 best trades. And I do that based on my risk tolerance, based on the compound annual growth rate, the max drawdown, the MAR ratio, the Cortino ratio, and the Sharpe ratio, and some internal ratios that we built ourselves, right? And so then what I'll do is I'll take a look at the top 150 trades or so. I look for some bunching or whatever. I'll run it back through for risk tolerance, and then she will kick out those trades, and then I'll put those on. And so right now, for the $1 million account, by the way, because we are up so much money, right? What are we? We are up some incredible amount of money. We're up 10,000 in the small account, the $30,000 account. But in the big account, we're up $345,000. And so since October. And so, that's like 100% rate of return. So what I'll do is when I'm putting on the trades for today, I will be putting on somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.4, 1.35 million worth of buying power, right? And I'm doing 150 wide wings on this particular account. In the other account, that's not me, that's Maria or Tyler. In the smaller account, the $30,000 account, we'll be putting on 50 wide wings. So essentially, you can figure out what the buying power is going to be that way. So let's see who else is in there. I got Pacers in there, Malachi's in there, and Wanda and Eric. Do you roll at 21 days or do you hold to expiration? On the Crazy Ivans, I do not roll at 21 days. I'll take it all the way down to the end. The only time I roll it is if it gets close to my number. So if I'm on one of these and I'm watching, this is what I look at. I look at my worst one, which is my highest one, which is 23,500. Let's see. I want to get you this same screen. 23,500, and this at 24,800. So if this came down to 23,750, if it came down another 1,000, 1,100 points, then I would roll this one down, right? And this one's at 23,000, and this is at 25,000. So it'd have to come down. I got 2,000. So it'd have to come down to 1,750 before I would roll it. But no, I don't roll it at 21 days. My game is just to get to 25% and get out. And look at this, 24.4. You know what? This it's a live show. Let's do some live trading. What do you say? Who wants to do some live trading? Oh, by the way, I posted an article. Obviously, I posted a video today on the Supreme Court and what they're going to do with tariffs. Everybody, let's do a live trade. Why not? It's fun. So this is at 25%, but I'm a little greedy. Let's go down here and set the market at 177.50. We're going to go ahead. We'll set the market at, what is this going on? We'll set the market at 170. No way, I want 178. Look at this. What is this market going up? If the market is going up, then it's going to be going away from me, which is great. So let's put it at 175. 175. We'll put it at 175. Reviewing sand, and boom, there it goes. All right, so now here it is. Where is it? Where it's working. So here it is working, 175. They want me to pay 178. No way, Jose. I want to pay only 175. A lot of times these will get filled at right around 406 or so. Yesterday, I think I got filled. I had one in there get filled pretty late in the day. I don't see it right off the top of my head, but it was 6:04. There it is. It was filled at 6:04 p.m. Oh, that was on Sunday. That was on Sunday because obviously the market's 2.8. Was that Sunday? Yeah, no, that was Sunday. That was quite a while back. So at any rate, It gets mixed up. I do so many trades, get mixed up everywhere. How's the chart doing? How are we doing on this chart? SPX chart. Oh, no, sir. We want this to come back down. Didn't we say we wanted it under 68.55 and we're tickling 68? Gosh, darn it. Come on, man. This is no fun. I need to have a winner on the show. 68.55. Look at this. It's trading at $4 here. We want to get this down to 0, 68.55, 55. And at the time check is 15:47. So we got 13 minutes. But, man, we would sure like to see this. Oh, there it is, 410. Come on down. We need this thing to finish under 68.55 would be bellissimo, as we say in Italian. And that would give us another $1,600 worth of profit. How do I figure that out? Because it is a 4 lot, and these are, you just say it's $3.90. It's really $390. Why? Because it's 100 shares of stock for each option. All right. If I only use a third of my account for buying power, is that the same for the small $30,000 account? Yes. Remember, this is buying power. 30,000 account means 30,000 in buying power, not 30,000 in money in there. And there's no other way to explain it except to say this. If you have if I have $1 million in my account, you have 10 million in your account. And we each make $1 million in a month, right? I've made 100%. I had $1 million and I made $1 million. I made 100%. But if you had $10 million and you made $1 million, you only made 10%. So it's not really fair to say size of account. But if both of us were investing $5 million and we made $1 million, then if you look at it as part of buying power, you made 20% on the $5 million worth of buying power. I made 20% on the $5 million worth of buying power. So that's why when we talk about 30,000 or we talk about $1 million, it's $30,000 in buying power and $1 million in buying power. You know, 310. I'm guessing this is under. Oh, you dirty dog. Look at that. Look at that. Tyler and Maria are really pounding out the numbers tonight. I hear them going, what are they trading? I have no idea. We last put on, let's see, whoops, that ain't right. We put on that. We still got punched. 5 times 75. I gave up $425. Doggone it. You know, that's what I get. That's what I get for doing too many trades in one day. There it is going above. We don't like that. We want it to stay under. Let's see where we are. The rest of the stuff is expiring worthless. So let's see here. Do you think you guys will have a full transition to automated trading only if it performs to your expectations for a few years? I do 99% automated trading now. I don't, typical summer, I'll be out surfing or swimming all day. And the only thing I put on is the cues. Last summer, what I did is I just put one on every day at 10:30. And then we normally eat dinner around 6, and that's when the market opens. So I'll just look at it and see if it's 25%, I'll close it. If it's not, I'll just wait till the next day. And that's what I did all summer long. Maria is not going to ever go to automated trading. She loves doing them manually. In addition, there are limitations to the software. A lot of the software does not trade things other than the SPX. And I hear Maria screaming about something. So what was the P&L on the small account today? I didn't get all 6 trades on, so curious how you made out. Well, of course, the day's not over, but let's take a look. See, we can do that on demand. Look at this. Here's where we are for today. Here we are for today. See here, that's not for today. This is the big account, and where's the little account here? And the little account is right here. So right now, to figure out the profit and loss on this one, you're going to take the P&L, the 33,000 here, and subtract out the 410. So it's about $2,600 today. Probably one of the biggest winning days that we've ever had, I believe. So let's see another question. Awesome day today. Automated 3 today. Stopped on just one leg. Nice. What's LC? I wonder. Michelle, you were awesome day, or Michael, you were automated on 3LC. Oh, I see. Iron Condors. Good for you. Good for you. That's great. Good job out of you. I love it. I love it when we win. And I say we. I know it's your money, but I love it when we win. What was the P&L on the small account? I said, do you roll at 21 days? Hi, R&M. For small accounts, do you prefer less trades a day or reduced wings? More trades. More trades are always better, right? The math plays out. The more trades you do, by far your odds are better. Now, the thing is that when you get underneath 50 wings, it really hurts your profit loss. You start doing trades, for $30 profit, and it's a tough sled. Man, it drives me nuts when she's up there trading. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this, bad boys under it. So back to you remember, don't get emotional. Do not do what I do. Do not be emotional. We want to be robots. We are bots. We're unemotional traders. We're certainly by the math. However, yours truly is an emotional person. I hear her upstairs screaming about something. Oh, no. Can you hear me? First of all, let's do that. Can everyone hear me and see me? That's the first thing. I hear her upstairs yelling at the screen. Oh, look at that dirty dog going. She probably wants it to go up. Oh, is that me? Is that me getting punched out? Let's see here. You know, it's all about me, right? It's not about her. Oh, no, we're fine. We're golden. If we just keep this dirty dog under this blue line and above this blue line, we're golden. So back to your question, small accounts for to Franca. It is better. You will 50 is a pretty good sweet spot. 30,000 buying power is about where I would stop. Go if you have less than 30,000 buying power, it's tricky business to do this automated trading and tricky business to do multiple entry iron condors. You can do it, but it's not ideal. And you're going to have to lower you're going to have to lower the wing width, right? Which lowers the amount of buying power that you have to use. A 50 wide wing uses 5,000 max. Now, late in the day, you can trade with a much lower buying power. But again, then you're risking, you're bunching your trades a little bit. But just FYI, if you see a list of trades put out on Sunday at 6, if you're new to the channel, every Sunday at 6, we put out all of our trades for the 6 or 7 trades a day for the 30,000 buying power account. And then we'll put out 20 of the top 100 or 120 that we're going to put in the $1 million account. So we can't get, hey, we got to fill on our Crazy Ivan. How about that? So that's kind of nice. We love that. So isn't it funny? I'm losing on this darn thing is losing me on the SPX, but we got to fill on the Crazy Ivan. So now what are we down to? What do we got here? 25% profit on this one. I don't know why this is 2.8%. That's wrong. Oh, there we go. It needed to recalculate. So we're at 28%. All right. Live trading show. Let's do some live trading. What do you say? We're going to close this position at 30% profit. How about 32? So 32% profit, and Tasty Trade will gladly automatically figure that for 166. That sounds kind of unlucky. Let's do 165. Live trading account. You want to see it? Boom. Boom. There we go. And there it is right there, 165. They're offering me 173. And I said, hey, if you are crazy enough to let me buy it for 165, I'll take it. But I ain't paying 173. I mean, I just paid 174. What do you think? I'm nuts? So that's what we're doing. Let's get back here. This is starting to get exciting. What time is it? We got 4.5 minutes to go. Let's get to the SPX. That's the Qs. And, ooh, we had a candle up. I'm glad I didn't see that. I would have had a heart attack. Come on down, you dirty dog. And what else is in the thing? Actually, 1350-285 on the stop. Mine were 3 at 1350. I did adjust my intra-minute stop loss to 5. Okay. That's fine. I like to do mine according to the back testing, but you can mix it. First of all, my lawyers want to tell you, don't just copy us, do your own due diligence. This is for entertainment purposes only. Yes, we have done great, but you can, and many people will lose all your money. Did you know 16% of all traders lose everything they trade with? Every single penny? That's a lot, seems like. That's a lot. 16% seems like a big number. So a couple things I can always tell you is low amounts of buying power. I will never be over 30% buying power except for when I'm trading SPX, right? So during the day, at the end of the day, I'm always under 30%. Hi, Rob. Just following up on your buying power comments. For the small account, if you're using 30% of buying power and you have 30,000 buying power, does that mean it's based on a $100,000 account? Yes. Yes, it would be. That's exactly right. That's exactly 100% right. I tuned in for the exciting finish with loud screens. Well, you're going to get them because this dirty dog is right on our number. You know what? Let's make this more fun. Let's get this really tight. This is the number we're looking at, kids. This is it right here. We want to be underneath this number. I don't even know how much money we're going to make one way or the other, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm still pretty excited. Let's see where we are. We got 2.5 minutes to go. We got 180. So 180 times, 225. So that's $800, $1,000. We want to keep this under 68.55. Somebody wrote to me somewhere in the Discord or something. You don't trade, or YouTube videos, you don't trade 8,000 a day. I said, no, every week it changes. But the week that I was telling you is 8,000. It was 8,000. Oh, come on. Come on down. Are you kidding me? All right, let's check our time check right there. Is 13:51. Notice the new blue light we got? Kind of cool, huh? Maria put in some bricks back there. Now, if we could just get back down here, we could pay for the darn thing. Come on down. Come on down. I'm looking at this thing. You know what? I'm going to get myself. You want to see an old man get excited? This is silly. It is silly. We're not supposed to get excited in this game, right? We're supposed to just do it for fun. And we're supposed to be like robots. Look at this piece of crap. All right, come on. What are we doing here? We got 94 seconds to go. 94 seconds. You know, Maria's clock back there is off by just a smidge. 32. It's off. She's about 5 seconds ahead. My clock. It's my clock, I said. It's 3 seconds ahead. This is 3 seconds early, so don't be fooled by that. All right, so here we go. Oh, it's going the wrong way. You dirty friggin' dog. You dirty friggin' dog. Let's see what's going to happen. I wonder if we're going to get punched out. It's highly likely. So we're at 1,200 negative there, 1,300 negative from where we were. We need this to come back down. It is now 60 seconds to go. We need this, not well, you can't see that number. We need that number to get under 68. We need this little green line to be under 68.55, and it is going the wrong way. I can tell you that right now. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. By the way, we have any up higher? No, 68.70s. It's not going to get there. There it is. We got punched out. That's what happens. That's the stop loss. But you know what? There's a reason why. Oh, my bad. I covered you guys up. You couldn't see it. Well, trust me, it was bad. We got punched out at, let's see what happened. We got punched out at, well, it's not even showing up in there. We got punched out at $580 times 4, so $2,000, $2,500, and so that's going to change. So let's just take a look and see where it was on the chart. Look at that. It went all the way through. There it is. There it is. That's the end of the day. Let's take a look and see where we ended up. Here is the small account. So we ended up making a profit of, Mario will do the numbers for us. Let's see the numbers, Mario, and let's see what we got here in the large account, around 32, 33,000. Mario, where are you? Is Mario in the chat? If he's in the chat, he loves to do the numbers for me. Do not do the XSP. Well, you can do whatever you want, but I see John mentioned about doing the XSP. That is not a very liquid product, and the fees and commissions are very high in comparison to what that is. And so I would not do that product. You know, in the last couple of years, you've made 22, 20%, or 16% just buying the SPX. So, you know, you might be thinking about, if you're under 100,000, maybe just buy the SPX, and you know, or you could do the Crazy Ivans too, although that's a much riskier trade. So what is it? So around $32,000, and for the small account, we are. It looks like we're at. It takes a few minutes for them to do the final trade because there's such a huge volume. So you can see, even though we're after the close, even the market closes at 3:59 and 59 seconds. And by the way, this red candle is the start of tomorrow's trading. So it's going to be open for the next 15 minutes. And it won't show up on this day, but it will show up the next day. And that's how the funds come in, and they balance their accounts by buying and selling whatever they need to do to balance out their accounts at the end of the day. So we are up $10,000 plus whatever we made in the small account today, which is another 2,700. So this will probably be 12, 13,000 tomorrow. And then in the big account, we were up, we were up 345,000. And today we are up, so there's the 345 that we were up. And today we're up another 32,000. So add 32,000 to that. So we made up for, yes, what did we lose yesterday? 24, something like that. So, okay, you know, we would have made another 14. We would have had the biggest day ever today if we hadn't sold early, but that's okay. Marital harmony is more important than anything else, and I'm glad that worked out. All right, guys, thank you very much. We will see you again tomorrow at sharp at 3:25. Our studio keeps getting better. As I say, the technology, we didn't have any problems today. And remember, the technology and the commentator will never be worse than they are today. We'll constantly get better. Hope you have a great trading day. Please read or listen to the video I put out about the Supreme Court and the big trading mistake people make. Because I don't want any of you to make that same mistake. I hope you have you know what, look at this. I hope you have a great trading day in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.